Hi, Jim.
Oh my God, there she is.
Hi.
Yay. Elin Hilderbrand. Listen, I have a big surprise. My favorite co-writer is here. Huh?
Hi,
Oh,
Sue.
get your face in there. What's up?
Hi.
My second favorite author.
Hi. How are you? Oh, it's good
How
to
are
see
Good,
you.
good, good. Are you in Nantucket?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, all right. You look like you're beach worthy
I am
Yeah.
being worthy.
for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well,
Have fun.
All
yeah,
righty.
no, we will. I hope we will anyway. Yeah. The let's see. My grandmother, she had this line, hungry dogs run faster. And in high school, what you wrote classified ads and you used to make Halloween costumes. And so are you a hungry dog, you think?
I think I was. I definitely was. I mean, I wanted to be a writer since I was 7 years old. I never wanted to do anything else. It was
Uh-huh.
really
Uh-huh.
part of my identity before, way before I got published. Everybody in my high school, like even my elementary school, they knew I wanted to be a writer. So yeah, I always wanted to do it. And I was going to do it regardless of whether or not I was successful. So yes, I think so.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So way back, and I'm always bad at remembering sort of what happened when. So the Beach Club, that's your first published, right?
Right.
Novel?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember anything about it? People Magazine, big
Yeah.
shout out.
Well, I remember that my agent sent it to, every publishing house in New York, and everybody said no, except for the publisher that ended up publishing it, which was St. Martin's Press.
Uh,
And I got a $5,000 advance, $5,000. And I thought,
I
oh
got
boy,
6,500. Yay.
I know. I was a little bemused. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make this work as a living, but I had no choices. We had no choices. So we took the $5,000. Then it was in People magazine. Then St. Martin's ran out of books because remember back then, Jim, there was no Kindle or anything. So
Right.
they just ran out of books and then
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
back to press and then whatever, it lost a little bit of momentum.
I've gone to signings where the publishers forgotten to send the books.
Oh my
That's always
God.
good. Don't worry about signing because there's no books in the store.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
The but it must have been exciting still, right? Somebody wanted to do the
Yes.
book and yeah. So
Yep.
that's a high.
It
Yeah.
was exciting. And then despite the fact that they had that little hiccup, they gave me a 2 book deal. And then my
Uh-huh.
my advance rose dramatically and I was so excited. Then I'm like, okay, now I'm really a writer. I was able to quit my day job. That was with book 2. And I was sort of off and running. I will say my first 5 books were underpublished. They sold in the mid to high 4 figures, sales figures. Um so I don't know that I even broke 10,000 copies, but whatever.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
Then I moved to Little Brown in 2006,
Now,
and
the first book that I read of yours was Blue Bistro. I don't know where that fit in. I think that
that
was
was
when you
number
were
4.
still, that
Yeah,
was
that was
4.
number
Okay.
4,
And
and
I
that was
loved it. And I don't think I had anything to do with that Little Brown wanting you, but I went to them and I said, you should try to get this woman because I think, for whatever my opinion is worth, I think she's she has it, whatever it is. That
well, thank
thing where you
you.
just read somebody, and I don't think it had any effect on them. I think they paid no attention.
Well,
But
you
I
never
did,
know.
and I love Blue Beast. Well, that was my first experience reading your books.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
since then, a lot of them, and I think Sue has read all of them. The latest being, of course, Swan Song.
Yes.
Yeah, which we'll talk about hopefully a little bit. Um, so a lot of some people know, some people don't. You went to Johns Hopkins, so
Yep.
you're basically an elitist,
Yes, I am.
right? Okay,
Yes,
all
indeed.
right. Which is an interesting area, I think, for both of us. This whole notion of guilty pleasures and beach reads, and it's not really compliments. I
I know.
don't think, but it should be. It should
I
be, don't you
know.
think?
I've come around, Jim, because it used to be that I thought I sort of took it with a grain of salt, and I sort of thought I know what they're really trying to say.
Uh-huh.
But as I've gotten older, and I know this about you too, you hear from so many readers. I've heard from so many readers,
Yeah.
And the spectrum of experiences that people are having while they're reading my books. I mean, people are in the hospital, they're in the chemo chair, they're
Yeah.
losing
Yeah. Yeah.
a parent, they are doing a horrible commute. And the fact that they're reaching for my book or your book, I mean, that is an enormous compliment that they are
Yeah.
spending,
Yeah.
time that's difficult for them and to escape, that they're turning to our books. That is the biggest compliment anybody can give me.
And right now, especially, it should never be a guilty pleasure that somebody's reading a book. It should not be a guilty pleasure that somebody went in a bookstore. It should not be a guilty pleasure that somebody went to the library. These are all good things. You should get a little star on your cheek. I went to a bookstore today. I went
Right.
to the library, whatever. I read a book today. This is a good thing. And I wish, in England, I think they're better about that. They don't think like guilty pleasures. They go, no, this is cool. You read a
Yeah.
love story, you read a mystery. It's a good thing to do. It's
Yeah.
better than a lot of stuff. I mean, it's crazy. It's just today, like three people walking along together. I guess they're friends, but they're all on their phones, which
Yeah.
I don't know. I just go like, what is that? Why you're with your friends, or
Right.
you're
Let's
at
do
dinner
that.
with your whatever, somebody that you have dinner with, and you're
Yeah.
both on your
On your
phones.
phone. I
It's
know.
very
Crazy.
so. We'll get into maybe a little bit with Swan Song, and that's sort of the last Nantucket or that you feel like writing right now. One of the ones, and I don't know how far along actually, this is great because I like the idea of one less competitor. So God bless. And, it's too bad. See ya. Too bad, because your book came along and knocked off
Yeah.
my book with Michael Crichton, but that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't care. But one that I don't know whether you'll do this one, but I thought this is going to be huge. The Novelist, or the one that you're
Yeah.
calling, or
Yeah.
I don't know how far. That
Yeah.
sounds really, really, really cool. And you went to the writers' workshop at Iowa,
I
right?
did. Yeah.
And that was a mixed blessing.
It was a mixed blessing. I mean, I was miserable when I was there,
Uh-huh,
but I feel like I learned so much and took so much away from it. And
uh-huh.
that if I mean, I can't imagine my life had I not gone. And going there was humbling. These are the best writers in the country, right? And
They certainly think they are.
they certainly are. My work was
And
not
they are good. They
appreciated.
are good. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And my work was not necessarily appreciated. Um, but I I learned how to get the thing that distinguished me from everybody else, Jim, honestly, is that I could finish and turn it in. And that's what I learned about myself. And that has been, the key to my success. It's not that I'm so talented. It's that I can finish and meet a deadline and,
Hmm.
and put out work.
Hmm. We have scholarships there, and we were there about a month ago, and I think it's a little different than when you were. Ann Patchett had a tough time there too, and she wrote about
Yes.
that in her, yeah, and
Yeah.
it was not fun for her.
No.
But I think they're more open now, which I think
That's
is good, and you should
that's
be.
what I think. Well, Sam, after you went, Jim, Sam Chang called me
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and she said, I want
Sam
you to come
Chang is
back.
the
Is the director.
director of the school.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Sam Chang is the director of the Iowa Writers Workshop, and she called me on the phone, and I said I was with Ann Patchett when she called, and Ann said, "Oh, they're
Oh,
probably going to ask."
really?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because I had just signed a Parnassus. And Ann said, "Oh, they're probably going to ask you for money," and I thought, "Oh boy," but no, she said, "I just want to invite you to come
Hmm.
back to talk to the kids, to visit, to
Yeah,
see,"
yeah.
and I thought, you know what? I mean, Sam is so lovely. How can you say no, right? I was like, I would do that, you know,
Yeah.
in
It
the
was
future.
fun. It was fun. I don't know how many kids that were there. I talked for an hour with, moderated, and the kids were very open. And we talked about a lot of stuff. I mean, one of the things was, this tricky thing of if you're going to write things that kind of nobody is going to want to read, you have to be, that's the deal. And that's okay if you love to do that. But you have to make a choice. And I'd like you all to be able to come out of here and have a job that you like to do. If you have to have a job, be a day job, which I
Yeah,
had one for a long time. So that was one of the things. Now it sounds like, and I think this is true, somebody said to me, you're lucky if you find something you like to do, and then it's a miracle if somebody will pay you to do it.
right.
It sounds to me like you're still loving the writing thing, right?
I do love writing. I do love writing. What I love less, and you don't tour, or do you tour? I hate touring. I
I
cannot stand
just
it.
toured. I just toured with Mike Lupica. See, but I bring Mike is probably my best friend.
Okay.
So I tour with my best friend, and we really have fun. It's totally stupid fun. Like one of the things we do is when we get there, about 10 minutes before we run out and we say, Mike and Jim are going to be out in about 10 minutes. We're their warm-up guys. And we just tell some stupid jokes and stuff. And the audience goes, okay, well, this is going to be fun and imaginative and
Yeah.
different. And these guys don't take themselves very seriously. So it accomplishes that. And then, and it was funny that I know this is your story, but we were where the hell we were? I think it was St. Louis. And it was the head of the libraries. And she was doing the intro for us. And she said, James Patterson, blah, 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 blah. And then she says, Mike Lupica. And Mike went running out on the stage. He goes, it's not Lupica. It's not Lupica. It's Lupica. It's
Yeah.
Lupica. My name is Lupica. And she laughed her butt off, which was fun. But so anyway, but the touring thing you're not that keen on at
No,
this stage.
if you said, oh, well, you can put a book out, but you don't have to tour, I might be more amenable. But it was then I did 2 books I know you do many books a year. For me, I did 2 books a year. I was touring twice a year. And you have to remember that my kids are a little bit younger than your son. So they're still at home. I want to spend time with them before they launch. And this is my last chance to do
Before
it.
they launch.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah. I want to spend time with them before they move out and have their own.
How old are the kids?
So the kids are 24, 22, and 18.
Okay. And you're maybe doing a YA book with the 18-year-old?
So it's not, we're writing a novel. It's not YA. It's,
YA.
it's
Okay,
an adult. In fact, it's very adult. Because it's
okay.
a school novel. It's got all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
We have a 2-book deal. So the first one will come out next September. I'm in revisions for that now. And then the second book will come out in September of 26. And then I will work on the novelists after that. But the hamster wheel of like putting a book out it was driving me crazy. And I thought, I'm gonna
Now,
stop.
will you tour with your daughter, do you think?
So we'll do a short tour. Yep. She'll probably do 4 dates. I'll probably do 4 on my own and 4 with her. So, yeah. And she's amazing. And that will be so fun.
Now, are you, and this varies, as you know, because we both know a lot of writers, it varies all over a lot. Are you sort of a disciplined writer? Do you write every day, or how does it work for you?
It's like a very strange mixture of yes and no. So I write every day, but I do not keep myself to a word count. I don't keep hours. I work every single day, and that takes different forms, but I am always like my number one priority on any given day is I don't need a lot of time. I need a 2-hour block. 2-hour block will do it. And I will sit and I will get my work done.
Do you like it? I mean, do you look forward to it?
No, because it's hard. So it's definitely the hardest thing that I'm gonna do. I think I dread it. And then once I'm in it, then you can't pull me out of it. Right. So once you're in it, okay. The hardest part is like making yourself start doing the work, because there are like any number of distractions. And I think that's true.
Do you have an outline, or
no
slave to
okay. I don't
okay.
outline. I just get into the scene, and then I and go back and revise.
That's an interesting thing too. Yeah, writers are all over the place in terms of outlines, no outlines, word count. Well, I have no idea about word count. I never do.
Me either.
At the end of it, fortunately, with my assistant, I go, "Oh, where are we? 72,000 words. Fine, that's okay. Good.
Yeah,
that'll work."
Exactly.
Yeah. Lupica, who I write with now a fair amount, because he came out of the newspaper business.
Sure.
And his thing was he had to do 1,000 words. So he'll do 1,000 words every day, no matter what. He's like a little machine. We had to go somewhere, and he's still doing a column, on this trip. And we had like a 35-minute plane ride, and he wrote the column on the plane ride, 35 minutes, 1,000 words. Go, wow. That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So it knocked me out. Now you have the perfect couple, which Chief, who's been in a bunch of them. He's in that one, and he's in He's in Swan Song as
Yes.
well. But Perfect Couple is coming on Netflix.
Netflix, September 5th.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Now, what's your experience been with Hollywood so far?
So, I mean, Hollywood is a cruel mistress. So it's taken me
That's the
24.
kindest thing I've ever heard anybody say about it.
It is 24 years that I've been waiting for this. And the good news is that the cast is absolutely incredible. It was done
Yeah, yeah.
in a very upscale, highbrow
Nicole
way.
Kidman, is it?
Nicole Kidman, Liev
Yeah,
Schreiber, and Dakota
yeah,
Fanning,
yeah. Oh,
Dave Houston. I mean, the whole cast is just incredible.
Oh, that's great.
And the director's really quality. That's how we got such a good cast. And Netflix gave us a beautiful, generous budget. And so it looks like Nantucket. It looks expensive, and
Where did they shoot it?
they shot it in Chatham, which is on the Cape.
Okay, I know where Chatham is. Yeah,
Yep.
Massachusetts, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they shot it in Chatham, and it's really close. Once I got to set, I realized they could never ever shoot it here. The scale of the production is just too
Uh,
big.
and
And you
bringing
can hear,
everything
Jim,
there.
the
Yeah, yeah,
island,
yeah.
I don't even think you could get those trucks on the boat. I mean, these
Uh-huh.
enormous crane trucks that hold the lights.
Yeah.
It just would be impossible. So I was happy that they shot it on the Cape.
Uh-huh. I always have a line. I would never write a Hollywood novel, but I have the first line. Hello, I lied. It's just, and there's no reason for it. And obviously, a lot of the people are quite nice and good and whatever. But it is a strange town with a strange approach to life, and it's wait, and then all of a sudden, when they decide, boom, and now everybody has to go crazy and beat
Right.
these crazy deadlines, and how many days? Do you remember how many days the shoot was?
I think it was supposed to be 90. Now, keep in mind, this was last
Okay.
summer. So we had this first, we had the writer strike, and then we had the SAG strike.
Okay. Okay.
Got, pulled out.
Yeah, the writer's strike killed my Dolly project. We were ready. We had the script, whole ball of wax. And then, that kind of died, unfortunately. So, did you get to talk to Nicole?
Oh, yes. She came.
Uh,
She flew to Nantucket. We had dinner. She's
oh, great.
lovely. She's amazing.
Uh-huh. Seems to be,
Really.
yeah.
Yep. Funny, smart, all the things. She's incredible. I love her.
Was her husband there?
He didn't come now.
Oh, really? So no country
He was
singing? All right.
playing, she was at the US Open. This was last September, and then he was playing a gig in Allentown, and then she just flew up from New York just for the
Uh-huh.
evening to have dinner and then flew back. So
But that is a great cast. I would, yeah. When it works, we have a Alice Cross now with Prime with
okay.
Amazon, and that actually turned out quite well.
Oh, good.
Aldous Hodge is the lead. I don't know if you know him, but he's great. He's a really, really good actor, and he's a hunk, and he's a really, really good actor. Morgan Freeman was a good actor. He's not a hunk. But I shouldn't say that, because that would hurt Morgan's feelings, even though
Right.
he's 82 or something. We
Right.
never, we don't give it up easily. So
Funny.
other stuff you bike and you're still jogging and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. I exercise.
Uh-huh.
I exercise every day. That's good
Yep.
for discipline, right? Because it gets me
Okay.
jump starts it. I do it every single day. It's, I'm like a Marine, and, I'm trying to raise my children and cook for them and drive them around to wherever they need to be. So, I mean, it's a very full, busy life, especially in the summer,
And then now Swan Song, as we mentioned a little bit, you're saying that's the last Nantucket or whatever, the last tour or whatever. How did that feel to do that? The highs and the lows of.
Oh my God. I was so happy when I finished. So
Okay.
Judy, for Swan Song, Judy was my editor, Judy Klein. And I handed it in to her, and she said, then we did our revising process. And then when she said it was finished, I was like, I am done. And it felt so good, because I really wanted to put an end cap on those books, right? So then those books are done. And now I can go and do anything else, right? But at least I know that, like, the Nantucket books are good. I ended them while they were still really quality, and I feel so good about that part of my career. And yeah, happiness.
Now, I know that feeling, just because of some of the mystery series. I'm like, you know, and you go like, do I really want to do another? And fortunately for me, I mean, I have so many other goofy things that I'll do.
Yeah.
I actually have, it was going to be a YA, Emma on Fire. It's just so different, but I love doing things that are just so different.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, I think this is great. Thank you for,
Okay,
you
good.
know, just terrific. Thanks for the time. And it's
Got it.
always wonderful to see you and shoot the
And
breeze with
you.
you.
All right. And
Uh,
love to Sue
will
and your
do.
son, who I absolutely adore.
Oh, Jackson, yeah, he's a piece of
Okay.
work. All right,
Cool.
well, we're up there. We'll just invite ourselves over to come
Please
to
do.
your house and stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Thank you,
Jim. We'll
thank
see
you,
you
thank
later.
you.
Okay.
Bye.